hundredth of a second can rewrite history. And in 2025, a 23-year-old British sprinter is making sure the world knows her name. Amy Hunt, once a teenage prodigy with a world U18 record in the 200 meters, is no longer just a name on the rise. She's now a direct challenger to icons like Sha'Carri Richardson. With bold ambitions, blistering speed, and the medals to back it up, Hunt is shaking up the sprinting hierarchy. At the 2024 Paris Olympics, all eyes were on Sha'Carri Richardson. After dominating the 2023 World Championships in Budapest with a spectacular 100-meter victory, she was the favorite to take gold in Paris. But in a stunning twist, she faltered in the final stretch. St. Lucia's Julian Alfred surged ahead to snatch the gold, leaving Richardson with a bitter silver. It was a shock. Her golden dream was delayed, and now, with her 2025 season proving rocky, the pressure is heavier than ever. Enter Amy Hunt. On October 7th, 2025, Hunt appeared on the podcast Untapped with Spencer Matthews. When asked about her Olympic goals, her answer wasn't hesitant. It was assertive, almost daring. Yeah, for sure. The aim is to get 3 golds, the 100, 200, and relay. That would be really, really cool. 3 goals, very heavy neck, but that's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to win in Los Angeles?
Yeah, for sure. The aim is to get 3 golds. That 100, 200 relay. That would be really, really cool.
The 100, 200, and 100 meter relay.
Yes. 3 golds. Very heavy neck. But
hey,
that's the plan.
This wasn't a throwaway comment. It was a clear message to Richardson, Gabby Thomas, and anyone else in her path. Amy Hunt is coming. And this isn't just talk. Hunt proved her credentials at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. In the 200-meter final, she shocked the world by taking silver, beating out Jamaican legend Shericka Jackson and finishing just behind Melissa Jefferson Wooden, who had already claimed the 100-meter crown. Dinah Asher-Smith came 5th. Hunt's time? A personal best of 22.08 seconds. As soon as I saw my mom, I burst into tears, Hunt said afterward. I knew I could do it as long as I put in a good turn and was with them off the bend. I am so proud of myself. That emotion was real. It wasn't just about the medal. It was about years of hard work, injuries, doubts, and sacrifice finally being validated on the world stage. Her 100-meter personal best of 11.02 seconds, achieved at the UK Athletics Championships in Birmingham, is another major step in her rise. That race secured her first senior national title and placed her firmly among Britain's sprinting elite. And with her silver medal in the 4x100-meter relay at the 2024 Paris Olympics and gold at the 2025 World Relays, Hunt has already proven she can deliver under pressure in both individual and team formats. But Amy Hunt isn't stopping there. She's already thinking ahead to the 400 meters. During her podcast appearance, she acknowledged the curiosity around her moving up in distance. I think everyone wonders if I'll move up to the 400 meters. It's something people are very eager for me to attempt, but that's a step we'll take eventually. Right now, we want to maximize what I can achieve in the 200 and 100 before moving on to longer distances. She added, the 400 meters will always be there, but my current priority is to make the most of my raw speed. I'm still young, and I also compete in the 100 meters and the 60 meters indoors, which takes place in January and February. Even at the most recent World Championships, I was racing both the 100 meters and 200 meters, which meant going through 6 rounds over 6 days. It's definitely a lot, and yet she handled it all. Her versatility across distances, 60 meters indoors to 200 meters outdoors, with 100-meter performances in between, shows she's more than a one-race specialist. She's a complete sprinter. Beyond the track, Amy Hunt is also a compelling figure. With a degree in English literature from Cambridge, she's as intellectually driven as she is athletically gifted. Speaking to The Times, Hunt joked about balancing personal ambitions. I actually always joke to my coach, medals before men, that's the quote of the day. Her focus is razor sharp, and even as she considers long-term plans like further studies or law school, her present goal is clear: sprint dominance. Her training, mindset, and life perspective all point towards sustained greatness, After recovering from a serious quadriceps injury in 2022 and finishing her studies in 2023, she fully dedicated herself to training. The results? She climbed from underdog to podium finisher. In early 2025, she ran a personal best of 7.09 seconds in the indoor 60-meter semifinal at the European Championships, eventually finishing 6th in the final. At the World Indoor Championships in Nanjing, she placed 5th in the 60-meter final with 7.11. Outdoors, she maintained her form. From 5th-place finishes in Diamond League events in Xiamen and Zurich to personal bests of 22.31 seconds in London and 11.02 seconds in Birmingham, Hunt's year was marked by steady, visible progress. At the World Championships in Tokyo, she faced the best in the world and didn't just compete, she conquered. Her 200-meter silver medal was a turning point. It wasn't a fluke. It was a signal that she belongs at the very top. Still, challenging Sha'Carri Richardson is no easy task. Richardson remains one of the most explosive sprinters of her generation, but in a sport where momentum is everything, Hunt has it. With the 2027 World Championships and the LA 2028 Olympics on the horizon, the showdown is set. Richardson has the experience, Hunt has the momentum, and while the American icon is still a dominant force, her slip in the Olympic final and mixed 2025 season opened the door for new threats. The rivalry isn't just personal, it's symbolic. It represents the next chapter in women's sprinting, a new generation pushing into elite territory, unafraid to chase down the stars of today. Hunt embodies that hunger. Her ambitions aren't limited to medals. She wants to change the perception of British sprinting, lead relay teams to global goals, and prove that balancing intellect and athleticism isn't just possible, it's powerful. In one interview, she spoke of how uncertain the future can be. She's considered everything from law to museum curation, but said, "My mind is always changing on that, and I think I'll only decide when I get to the end." But her direction in athletics is anything but unclear. Amy Hunt is aiming high, and she's not shy about it. She's already achieved more than many do in an entire career: Olympic silver, world silver, European gold, and a relay gold at the World Relays. But now, she wants the top of the podium. And to get there, she'll have to outrun Richardson, Thomas, Jefferson Wooden, and a new wave of rising stars. The sprint world moves fast, but Amy Hunt moves faster. She's no longer chasing names, she's becoming one. And when she and Sha'Carri line up again, it won't just be about who runs the fastest, it'll be about who handles the pressure, who rises at the moment, who dares to believe they belong at the very top. Right now, Amy Hunt believes, and that belief might just be the most dangerous weapon on the track. This 23-year-old isn't just challenging Sha'Carri Richardson, she's coming for everything, and she's bringing the kind of momentum you can't manufacture, the kind earned through adversity, ambition, and absolute focus. With every race, Hunt is making it harder to ignore the changing tide in women's sprinting. A new queen might just be sprinting her way to the throne. Amy Hunt is proving that greatness isn't inherited, it's earned. With each stride, she reminds us that limits are meant to be broken, and legacy is crafted by those brave enough to chase it. The finish line isn't where her story ends, it's where it begins again, stronger, faster, and even more determined.
Now Sha'Carri starts to wind up, but she goes past Jefferson. Sha'Carri Richardson, 10.70.
Sha'Carri Richardson just made history, doing something no American woman has done in 30 years. After years of heartbreak, controversy, and doubt, the sprinting star has risen back to the top, winning 100-meter gold at the World Championships. But this victory is more than just a medal. It's proof of strength, redemption, and resilience. In 2025, Sha'Carri isn't just back, she's unstoppable, and the world is finally seeing her for who she truly is.
Here comes Richardson, the phenomenal freshman, wins the front end of the double. Let's watch the time. 10.75!
Oh my goodness!
Richardson first exploded onto the national scene in 2019 as a freshman at Louisiana State University, LSU. Running 10.75 seconds to break the 100 meters collegiate record at the NCAA Championships, she instantly became one of the fastest women in history at just 19 years old. Her flamboyant style, long nails, colorful wigs, tattoos, and undeniable charisma made her an instant fan favorite. By 2021, she was ready to become the next American sprint queen. At the U.S. Olympic trials that year, she blazed to a 10.86-second finish, securing her spot for Tokyo. But joy turned to heartbreak when she tested positive for marijuana shortly after. Sha'Carri revealed she had used cannabis as a way to cope with the recent death of her biological mother. The news triggered a national debate. While marijuana isn't performance-enhancing, it remained on the World Anti-Doping Agency's banned list. Supporters cried foul, citing outdated rules and systemic bias, while others held firm to the regulations. Regardless, Richardson's Olympic dreams were shattered. She wasn't even selected for the 4x100m relay. After the ban, Richardson struggled both on and off the track. Her return at the Prefontaine Classic later that year ended in a disheartening last-place finish. Her brash confidence and social media presence began to draw criticism. Her raw emotions were on full display, sometimes unfiltered, sometimes polarizing. But through all of it, she never stopped believing in herself. Never allow the media, never allow outsiders, never allow anything but yourself and your faith define who you are, Richardson said in a post-race interview. Always fight. No matter what, fight. And fight she did. After missing the 2022 World Championships, she went quiet, focused, and re-emerged stronger in 2023. She began racking up wins and turning heads once again. In April 2023, she ran a wind-assisted 10.57, one of the fastest all-conditions times in history. At the USA Championships that summer, she posted a blistering 10.71 inches the semifinals and then won the final in 10.82. She capped the moment by dramatically ripping off her wig before the race, a symbolic shedding of the past. Richardson carried that momentum into the World Championships in Budapest. The competition was fierce. Her semifinal heat was dubbed the Semifinal of Death, featuring top contenders like Shericka Jackson and Marie-José Ta-Lu. A poor start left Richardson trailing in 7th, but she surged to finish 3rd with the fastest time among non-automatic qualifiers, 10.84. That got her into the final, barely. 70 minutes later, lined up in lane 9, a position typically seen as a disadvantage, Richardson was ready. Even with the 3rd slowest start in the field, she accelerated with precision and power, overtaking everyone to win in 10.65 seconds. She beat Jackson by 7 seconds and Fraser-Pryce by 12. It was a championship record and tied for the fastest legal time in the world that year. When she crossed the line, she looked stunned. Blowing a kiss to the sky and slowly walking to accept her flag, she was met with congratulations from rivals and peers alike. Sha'Carri Richardson had done it. After years of scrutiny and setbacks, she was a world champion. "I'm next to living legends. It feels remarkable," she said. "All the heavy hitters brought their A-game, and that helped me pull out my best A-game too." That same year, she also earned gold in the 4x100m relay and bronze in the 200 meters. Her anchor leg in the relay, clocked at 9.65 seconds, is the fastest ever recorded. Richardson's transformation wasn't just physical. Gone were the colorful wigs and elaborate piercings. While she maintained her signature long nails and bold presence, she embraced a more focused and grounded persona. Her interviews were reflective, her race prep more disciplined, and her mindset razor-sharp. "You bring who you are onto the track. You bring your athlete into your life," she said, "so I'm glad I can display who I really am. Not my pain, not my sadness. I'm happy I can sit here and be happy with home and just knowing that it all paid off." Richardson's comeback became even more profound with her performance at the 2024 Olympics in Paris. There, she won silver in the 100 meters, losing narrowly to Julian Alfred of St. Lucia, and anchored the US 4x100m relay team to gold in dramatic fashion. After a shaky handoff, Richardson blasted past her competitors, securing the win and delivering one of the game's most iconic moments. The 2025 season has further solidified her legacy. At the World Championships in Tokyo, she won gold in the 4x100m relay again, alongside Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, Twanisha Terry, and Kayla White. They clocked 41.75 seconds, beating powerhouse teams from Jamaica and Germany. What makes Richardson's journey even more compelling is her backstory. Raised in Dallas by her grandmother, Betty Harp, and an aunt who was a former track athlete, Richardson was a child prodigy. She won 5 Texas state championships in high school and dominated the AAU and Junior Olympic circuits before shining at LSU. Yet her life off the track has been anything but easy. She has openly shared her struggles with mental health, abandonment, grief, and even an abusive relationship. In high school, she attempted suicide. Running became her refuge, her way of coping, and her path to healing. Despite her fame, Richardson has never shied away from being vulnerable. She's spoken candidly about the pain of losing her mother, the trauma of being thrust into the spotlight, and the weight of being a black woman navigating fame and scrutiny in America. Every athlete has a story, but few are as painful or as compelling as Richardson's, wrote one reporter. Her resilience is especially admirable in a world that often demands perfection from its public figures. While NBA stars like Kevin Love and DeMar DeRozan were applauded for discussing mental health, Richardson showed her pain in real time, warts and all. And that rawness, that refusal to hide, is part of what makes her so important. Today, Richardson is more than just one of the fastest women alive. She is a symbol of resilience, authenticity, and perseverance. She represents a new era in track and field, one that values individuality as much as excellence. Her story reminds us that greatness often comes not in spite of adversity. "It's always been my time," she said. "But now it's my time to actually do it for myself, and the people that felt like me, and the people that look like me, and the people that know their truth about themselves as well. I represent those people." Sha'Carri Richardson isn't just a comeback story, she's a revolution. And she just did what no U.S. woman had done in 30 years, and she did it her way. As we look ahead to more races, more records, and more headlines, one thing is certain: the world isn't just watching Sha'Carri, they're inspired by her. From a teenage prodigy to a global icon, from heartbreak to history, Sha'Carri Richardson's journey is far from over, but it's already legendary.
Sha'Carri Richardson, but it doesn't matter as she starts to wind up. Tamara Davis on the inside, but Sha'Carri looks over 1080.
Sha'Carri Richardson stood on stage at a press conference. She had just won the World Championship in Tokyo. Everyone expected her to talk about defending her title. Then she revealed a new role nobody saw coming. The fastest woman in the world was no longer just an athlete. Sha'Carri Richardson joined the Athlos Track and Field League as a founding owner advisor in May 2025. The announcement came from Athlos founder Alexis Ohanian on Thursday, the 29th of May 2025. Richardson becomes one of 3 athletes holding ownership stakes and advisory roles in the new team-based women's track league set to debut in 2026. Fellow sprinter Gabby Thomas and long jumper Tara Davis Woodhall also became owner advisors of the league. The trio represents Olympic medal winners and world champions who will shape the league's future while maintaining their competitive careers. The move transforms Richardson from athlete to power player in professional track and field. Ohanian, the Reddit co-founder, created Athlos to provide better compensation and opportunities for female track athletes. He also holds ownership stakes in women's soccer teams, Angel City and Chelsea, and is married to tennis legend Serena Williams. His investment portfolio demonstrates commitment to women's sports. Ohanian stated, "Gabby, Sha'Carri, and Tara represent a new generation of athletes who have put this sport on their shoulders and deserve to be compensated for being the standard bearers. We were focused on bringing them into the league as founding owners to ensure we're building a league that our athletes will love." Richardson told ESPN, "I take pride in doing what is right for people. Joining Athlos as an advisor owner gives me the opportunity to create something that genuinely empowers people both on and off the track." The statement reflected her vision for athlete empowerment beyond competition. The equity amount each athlete holds was not disclosed. However, Athlos CMO Kayla Green explained the decision to include athletes as owners. "We're really at that stage of taking those steps to make sure that as we're building this vision and the details around the vision, that we're doing it with the athletes at the center," she said in a phone interview. The first Athlos event took place in September 2024 in New York City and featured 35 athletes. The prize purse totaled $500,000, with 10% of proceeds distributed to athletes. The inaugural event attracted 3 million viewers across YouTube, ESPN+, ESPN2, DAZN, and Twitter divided by X. The attendance and viewership demonstrated demand for women's track competition. A second standalone event occurred at New York's Icon Stadium on the 10th of October 2025, before the new league format launches. The 2025 event featured 42 women competing across 6 track events and 1 field event. Winners received $60,000 in prize money, plus Tiffany & Co. crowns. Athletes were paid instantly via Cash App while speaking to media, contrasting sharply with payment delays at rival competitions. The 2026 Athlos League will operate as a team-based model debuting after the World Athletics season concludes. The league will feature multiple meets hosted in major cities, culminating in a final championship event at season's end.